Okay, now we tackle the yuck bug. This is, again, derived from the woolly bugger, and we've caught fish in many of the episodes that you've watched on Seasons on the Fly. It's a great trout streamer pattern. You can tie this fly in a lot of different colors. I think the traditional color is probably black with white rubber band legs, and I also like it in brown. We're going to probably tie it in a brown olive color today. But it's a very effective crayfish pattern tied in root beer colors. And that might be the yuck bug that I use most. But we've got these materials handy today. And really, it's not about the colors on this fly as it is understanding how to tie it. And then you go out and experiment on your own with colors. But that root beer color I found to be really effective. We got some brown marabou on here. And I just bring this forward. And again, there's a lot of different variations of the yuck bug. And it's also got several different names. But all again derived from the woolly bugger. We're going to put a grizzly palmered hackle through it. Tie the tip in. And make sure that's bound down well. And this fly has rubber band legs, which I love on flies. I think they help a lot. I just tie one in on each side like so, and then when you put tension on it, it'll pop them right out. There's a couple of different ways of tying these in too. I found that there's better techniques out there for a lot of fly tying, but I've been doing this for so long and grew up doing it a certain way that that's just the way I do it now. But there's certainly easier ways of attaching these legs, and I've seen the techniques. This is just the way I was taught, and so the way I do it now. And I can tell I've already made a mistake, which is common in fly tying, and I want to try to keep it real here. So some mistakes can be fixed, and you may have already been noticed watching me tie this, but I have not attached my body material yet. So I got to work this thread back through here, trying to keep any of those legs from getting bound down. There we go. I think we've done it. Some mistakes can't be fixed. You've got to trim and start over. But this one I'm lucky. So I'm going to tie in my chenille. Again, you could put a piece of wire in this pattern if you want. It'll make it more durable, certainly. I'll keep that hackle from getting busted off by make sure I got that, by a fish's tooth. It is good to remember all this stuff in order. It'll save you a lot of time and a lot of patience. It seems to be down there pretty good. I just hold these bands up and let me work this thread forward, and then we can go to work in building that body on that fly. There we go. All right, no harm done. So now bring your chenille forward. I'm trying to avoid everything else that you've tied in here. So far, so good. You gotta have nimble fingers. If you're just starting out, it'll get easier. But I really suggest getting into fly tying. It's so much more of the experience. And I learned that as a young kid, when you can sit down at a vise, make something out of fur and feathers and some synthetic materials that we use today now. And just a much more grand experience it was than to take that fly that I just created out on the river and have a fish eat it, as opposed to going and buying a fly. And don't get me wrong, I buy some flies too. It's always good to do that to support your local shops. There's our body. We really only got one step left. Now, obviously, you want to put some weight on these. You can put some lead on the bodies. You can put cone eyes on if you want, or cone heads or lead eyes. But now we just bring our grizzly hackle forward. And it works well with these almost grizzly-like rubber bands for legs. Whoop, I got one tied down under there. This is a saddle hackle. With this fly, it would be hard to use a regular hackle and find enough length to tie. Some of these flies I tie in a size 2, and sometimes even bigger if there's big crayfish where I'm fishing. If you tie them in that root beer color like I talked about, it's a great crayfish pattern. And you understand why they call it the Yuk Bug. It's kind of ugly, isn't it? It's kind of ugly, and we're running out of hackle here. So ours will be a little extra ugly at the front. We got her all bound down there. Trim it away, and then you can move your rubber bands to where you like them. Everything bound down and make a good solid head. I haven't been putting cement on these, but obviously that's a good idea. Now, I had much luck with this wood finishing tool. It's a new one. Let me see here. Okay. Bingo. The Yuk Bug. You can make it in all different colors. Enjoy it.